And now we have some serious talent in the studio, Adrian.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you so
No,
much.
Dole, I'm sorry. I know you're talented.
Yes.
You are. But no, not about you this morning. It is about the woman with the golden tonsils, Vanessa Amorosi. Good morning.
Morning.
You look gorgeous.
Golden tonsils.
Have anyone ever described you with the golden tonsils?
No.
Well, there you go. Pop that on a t-shirt and wear it, I tell you.
It'll be the next album name or something.
The golden tonsils.
I think John Laws used to be called the Golden Tonsils as well, so you're in good company.
Yeah.
Maybe not good company,
John
but bad
Laws,
company.
don't know about that.
Now, so welcome to the studio. Thank you so much for coming in. We've been doing some research about Vanessa, and we realised and we found out that you were discovered a long time ago, supposedly, in a Russian restaurant.
Yeah.
This is the story, right?
Yeah, I was gigging at a really young age, so I was the wedding singer from like 12, and I ended up in a Russian restaurant working pretty much maybe 4 nights a week, and then I had some other bands that were working as well, and yeah.
Wow.
So that's where it all kind of happened. That's where you discovered in this Russian restaurant.
2 years later after working in it, yeah.
Wow.
You were there for 2 years just singing the same old songs?
I was there for 2 years, and finally Jack Strom had heard about it and rocked up, and then management started. But then I continued to work there for a few years afterwards, just because I loved the people that I worked with. So,
do you know any like Russian classics now?
I know a lot of gypsy themes.
Gypsy themes?
Yeah, it's definitely showing on the new album.
Is
The
it
new
really?
album is very worldly sounding and a little quirky, and yeah.
And you're like, that's just back from the Russian restaurant in Carnegie, you know?
When I was writing it, we were actually having a lot of laughing moments because I was doing all the la 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 la. They were like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Let's put that in there." And then there's like another couple of numbers where I was trying to get them to play like the typical gypsy sort of hymns on the guitar, and they're like, "Listen, this is not going to work."
I love it.
So, yeah, you'll have to listen to the album. It's quite funny. And there was some sections in the verse where it really worked.
Wow.
Yeah, like trombone verse
It's good
melodies
stuff.
and
Mix
stuff.
it up. I love this world music idea, and it does make me think of something. I hope I'm not embarrassing you here, but Absolutely Fabulous, the first video clip.
I know.
Do you remember that, Andy?
Yes.
Yeah,
You know what? I don't remember watching the clip. I remember doing the clip.
Yeah.
And it
do
was...
you want to recap the listeners and what it was like?
I think it was... I was on a motorbike for one bit. It was like when green screen had just started.
Yeah.
And it was tacky and horrid. And I started... Actually, you know what? It was my second experience with green screen because I did Absolutely Everybody, the most tragic clip in the world, the most embarrassing thing.
But you were wearing different clothes. You were wearing like different clothes.
Yeah. I was dressed up and anyway, so what they told me as a kid was, what we're going to do is we're going to blind footage so you look like you're in that country. You know, so you look like you're somewhere different.
That's right.
And, they flew in some stripy little colours. Really looked like India. Yeah, I'm serious. It was the worst thing. In the end,
so
I was
funny.
so embarrassed. I was still going to school and stuff, you know, and it was crushing.
You're like, oh my God. That's
Yeah.
You won't see that anywhere though these days.
Oh,
these days
thank
it's the new
goodness.
version, the live version of Absolutely Fabulous.
Yeah, well, then I had to redo Absolutely Everybody, the clip, because this is Absolutely Everybody, my first horror moment with green screen. And then I did Absolutely Fabulous, which was my second horror experience with green screen. And you know what? I haven't learnt from my lesson because my new clip...
I was just going to say, hasn't that all been done on green screen?
Yeah, except
But it looks
it's
great.
not bad.
It looks great.
But why would I even repeat that again?
See, I think every time someone does a green screen with you, you're going to, ooh, not again. Now, have you gone back to the Russian restaurant? Do you think you're going to go back and do a special performance for this album? Why not?
Oh, yeah.
That's where it all started,
I've
you
gone
know?
back many, many times
Yeah.
because my boss became like my grandmother, and she's now passed the business over to the daughter-in-law, I think it is, and I still go back there because it's like family members. I grew up with these players, so I definitely get up there and I sing all my old gypsy
classics.
have a bit of a laugh, but yeah.
Vanessa, last year, 2008, was a big year, and Perfect was the most played song on Australian radio.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. When you laid that track down, when you recorded it and wrote it, did you listen to it and go, this is going to be a hit? I can tell.
Not at all.
No?
No. And even with this single, I'm constantly worried whether it's, you know, connecting with people and that, you know, my audience actually like it. So I was really, really shocked. I was very, very blessed and lucky to have that second chance back in because I had gone for a while and Yeah.
Do you ever sort of look back on your career and pinch yourself and kind of go, wow, like, look what I've done, what I've achieved? Are you one of those people that sort of reminisce and reflect?
Not much.
No.
I should.
You're a go-getter. You're an achiever. You're like, right, got a number one. I want the next one.
We've got to go. We've got more albums to do. I want to do 50 in a year. Yeah, I'm pretty crazy when it comes to, I really want to be making better albums, becoming a better artist, doing better shows. So I'm always focusing on the next mission. But as far as, I mean, there are some times where I just look back on some of, like, people play the flashbacks, which I get really scared about. But they give me, like, this is you when you were 15. What a talk. Here you are.
And you're like, great, thanks.
Yeah,
Yay.
and that to me just feels like a different person.
Yeah.
It doesn't even feel like I did any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Strange.
The new song, This Is Who I Am, has just come out, and we've been playing it on Joy. It's got a pretty strong message in it. What was the catalyst behind that, and what were you kind of going through when you wrote that?
It's just so honest. I mean, the chorus says, I spent years hating myself and wanting to be friends with the things that made me different. And, I've struggled a lot. It's been 10 years in the industry, and I started so young. And, just even if I wasn't in the industry as a person, there were things that I just couldn't stand about me. And they were the things that people used to pick out and bully. So it became even huger as a kid. I was like, oh. And it's been like the last 3 years where I've really embraced and accepted those things about me that I couldn't stand before.
Really?
Yeah.
It's hard
really was at war.
It's interesting to listen to you say this, because I can't even imagine what you're talking about. Do you know what I mean? Like, I see you as a powerful, beautiful, successful artist and woman, and I listen to you saying some of these things, and I've
been good at disguising it.
Really?
Yeah.
The great
You're really
thing
a man.
No.
I'm another Lady Gaga. Oops. No, I've done a good job on keeping myself protected like that. And there's a lot of people out there that go through the exact same thing where they protect themselves and they draw attention to other areas. But, I had a lot of body image problems, and I couldn't stand being a dark-headed woman. I wanted to be someone totally different. And,
Wow.
to be another singer, I was like, am I good enough to be another singer? Just questioning, just really.
Yeah.
Anyway. But I started writing the album in America, and I was really wanting to combine I'm a huge electro trance fan.
Hey.
Love it.
Wow.
And I'm also a big rock head, so I wanted to be able to incorporate the two of them. And when I was in America, I mean, this is taking a big risk because there is real no market for this type of music. And for the things that I wanted to say, there's a lot of people in America that will not step there because it's not going to make them money. Why would I waste time doing that?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I'd written the album, and I wasn't happy with what I'd done. And so on the way home, I was through London, and I got told about Macho Psycho, these producers, and I thought, well, I'll go to Sweden on the way home, and I'll just see if there's a chemistry and we connect.
Yep.
And on the first day of meeting them, I ended up writing 4 tracks.
Wow.
And we had a ball. It was like mucking around and being a school kid again.
Yep.
I was able to take the rules off music and the boundaries off making a song, and I was able to speak honestly. In This Is Who I Am, you've got that quirky sound in the beginning. That's me singing them what I wanted the sound to be.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, there's crazy things like that through the whole track.
So you
Brilliant.
said you wrote four songs.
Yeah, and This Is Who
in
I
a day.
Am was one of them
Far
on
out.
that day. And I rewrote the album in about 2 weeks
God.
after that.